Yo, what is going on, fellow moviegoers, and welcome back to the Marco's Movies channel. In today's video, we are going to be watching Season 1, Episode 8 of Hannibal. Guys, I have to tell you, I'm really starting to get into this series. Around this time, every time I watch any TV show ever, I start to really get invested around halfway point or like a quarter of the way through the first season, and that's where we're about right now. And I gotta say, Hannibal is starting to really excite me. I love seeing the character of Hannibal in his younger years kind of battle his moral self with this new character, Will, who's kind of like the new Jodie Foster of this series. But he's also way different than Jodie Foster because he has a different gift than her. And he has a gift we've never seen. And seeing how Hannibal interacts with this gift and tries to find the full potential of Will, it's such an interesting dilemma. And then also his chemistry with characters like Lawrence Fishburne and the moral battles that Lawrence Fishburne goes through with the Chesapeake Ripper and his wife having cancer, and just seeing all this happen. And you know, every time he has dinner parties and seeing the freaking dinner party he just made last episode of freaking human flesh of people he just killed, like this show is becoming so sick. And I just keep wanting to watch these episodes. I try to watch a new episode of Hannibal every single day. That's what I've been doing for the past couple weeks. And this episode, it just looks so good. I already saw kind of the little front art, and I'm just ready to get into this. Before we start this episode of Hannibal, I have to always tell you guys, if you guys are fans of the Hannibal series and would like to give my full-length reactions to this entire series, check me out over on my Patreon page. I will be... Hello? Who doesn't love getting random calls when you're trying to record? But as I was saying, if you guys are fans of this series and would like to give my full-length reaction to this entire series in a watch-along style format, which just means you will need your own copy of this series. It is on Netflix, so if you have an account, come and check me out over on Patreon. You can join at one of my tiers to watch this whole series with me if you guys are a fan of it, or at least join on literally any single tier, even the $1 tier per month. Tell me decide what to watch next. This series will be starting to get 2 episodes out per week as soon as we're...
Who is this?
But like I just said, join at any tier to help me decide what to watch next. And as I was also saying, we're going to be getting 2 episodes out of Hannibal per week, so we're going to be flying through the series. And it may be even possible 3 towards the middle portion just to really grind this shit out, so you do not want to miss those reactions. But without further ado, let's quit the talking and get to the reacting, and let's start watching Hannibal. It was a little colder outside, got some snow. You know how traumatizing it would be being in the life of Will Graham, dude? Just every other day catching a new criminal, imagining shit, not being able to sleep, and having a psychiatrist who's probably insane, and you're kind of getting a little bit of doubts that he might be someone worse. Because last episode we were kind of getting hinted that he might know something.
You have to learn how to bow authentic.
This guy was
strings.
with the bigger guy. That was Hannibal's strings. This guy was with him.
I should learn to play the easier strings first, then the harder ones.
No, you shouldn't.
Not expecting to find it alive, are you?
Be lucky to find a paw. What are you gonna do? You gonna try to think less, or are you just gonna wait till it happens naturally?
I haven't thought about it.
Good morning. Please come in.
Okay, yeah, this guy has got to be a little important at least. At least a quick bone intestines, something like that for Hannibal.
Since we can't be friends, or you're not comfortable with that,
So you become the psychoanalyst?
I become you. Would you diagnose someone like Tobias as a psychopath? Or are you supposed to diagnose other people in front of me? I'd like to talk about Tobias. Perhaps you can help me analyze him.
I'm not analyzing your friend. I'm analyzing your perception of him.
I like that maybe Hannibal is uninterested in him because he's not a psychopath, and that's the way he likes to see humans potential. There's just never any subtlety with these kills. They always are the most fucking coolest things. I'm starting to get used to them. I'm starting to really like them. I don't want to shy away from this.
Trauma to the back of the head.
Shh, I want to hear.
Killer brought him here to...
I feel like, you know, I was complaining about how there's a new villain every episode. I'm starting to not come around to it because I would rather there be a long-lasting villain. But now, I said this at the beginning of the series, every episode is starting to feel like its own little movie. and it definitely is intriguing me. However, I still want a long-lasting villain eventually, but I like that every episode's like a new movie. It's cool.
I open his throat from the inside using the neck of a cello.
Oh, I'm getting such goosebumps right now imagining this being an actual real person. Just imagining that being a real person and actually sounding good, but also sounding a little more muffled and deeper and sorrowful. Oh, goosebumps, goosebumps.
Made them easier to play. To open you up to get a decent sound out of you. It's not about whitening them, it was about increasing elasticity.
Like music, we are finite events, unique arrangements. Sometimes harmonious, sometimes dissonant. He's a poet and a psychopath.
And a craftsman.
He already knows who it is, bro. He already knows. Hannibal's on top of this shit.
Was there olive oil? Olive oil hasn't been used in the production of catgut for over a century. It was said to increase the life of the strings and create a sweeter, more melodic sound.
He said that he wanted to cut someone's throat and play it like a violin. Why would he say something like that to me?
What do you think?
This really feels like its own little entity of a movie.
The strings are all gut.
I also carry steel and polymer strings, if you prefer.
I prefer gut. I hear the symphony is looking for a new trombonist.
Altogether horrible what happened.
Perhaps you could help.
Oh, he can help.
I thought I'd come over, make some noise, shoo away any predators at your door.
They're gonna kiss here. I felt that coming.
The way that I am isn't compatible with the way
I am.
My advice to me would be don't do this.
Oh my god, that just added such a fat layer. They'll be together in like season 2.
The murder is being investigated by the FBI. They're going to find you.
Let them.
What stopped you from wanting to kill me? Or have you stopped?
I stopped after I followed you one night. I could use a friend. Someone who can understand me. Who thinks like I do and...
I didn't poison you, Tobias. I wouldn't do that to the food.
You have a guest?
Colleague. You just missed him.
Didn't finish his dinner.
An urgent call of some sort. Had to leave suddenly. And you would resent her for it.
I know.
Wondering then why you kissed him. And felt compelled to drive an hour in the snow to tell me about it.
Hearing things. Feel unstable.
Are you still hearing this killer's serenade behind your eyes?
It's our song.
I hesitate telling you this as it borders on a violation of doctor-patient confidentiality. Perhaps you should interview him.
I wonder why Hannibal's telling him this. I'm gonna take a book out of Hannibal's book. You're telling him this for a reason.
I met a man, much like myself. Same hobbies, same worldviews.
Same hobbies, same worldview. That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
You considering?
Oddly enough, a colleague and a patient. Not unlike how I'm a colleague and a... You've helped me to better understand what I want in a friendship. And what I don't.
Someone worthy of your friendship.
Special Agent Will Graham with the FBI. Are you the owner?
Yes, Tobias Budge.
We're investigating the death of Douglas Wilson. He was...
Trombonist.
That's right. Did you know?
I was aware of him.
I didn't hear anything.
Well, I wonder why he's imagining this.
Excuse me a minute.
I don't understand why he's hearing this all of a sudden. This guy just, he has the most psychological troubled past I've ever fucking heard
Sorry about that.
and seen.
I need ERT, quarterphone strings, downtown Baltimore. Officer down.
You lost respect for me because I wouldn't report Tobias, didn't you?
Report Tobias for what? The police came to question me about the murder.
There's rehabilitation for everyone.
Franklin, I want you to leave now.
Stay right where you are, Franklin.
Only thing you can change is your future. Right? Ship that you and I can't lose.
That was so smooth. Hannibal is... Oh! At the moment, it looks like he's gonna win.
His first stop is here, at your office.
He came to kill my patient. I thought this was a simple matter of poor choice and friends.
This doesn't feel simple to me.
They're friends now. Hannibal's like, you passed my test.
I will sit where I almost died and I will offer therapy. It's easy to understand why you retired after you were attacked.
Alright, guys. Another fantastic fucking episode of Hannibal in the books. I am really starting to get into this shit, like, more than I ever thought I would. I don't know what it was, because I love the movie Silence of the Lambs. I loved it. It's one of my favorites. However, I was like, can I really watch 5 seasons of this? I think I can. I'm not a big TV show guy, but this is intriguing me and interesting me so fucking much. And all the little characters, I have so many little theories on, like, why is Hannibal seeing the psychiatrist for? Like, there has to be more to her than just, she's Hannibal's psychiatrist, you know? Like, she has to have some sort of thing that she can connect with Hannibal besides just being a psychiatrist. And honestly, like, this was the first episode where I'm not even going to complain that the villain died at the end. Because I honestly did actually feel connected with him just because Hannibal saw something in him, and just because he was so similar to Hannibal, and seeing how many people are actually similar to the Hannibal character of him being a sociopath and a freaking psycho. I'm stuttering a lot. I'm sorry. That was just mesmerizing. Like, this out of all the episodes has felt the most like a feature-length film. Like, this felt like its own movie. It didn't even feel like an episode of the series. This felt like a sequel or like a prequel to the actual Silence of the Lambs movie. I do know there is a couple prequels and a sequel to the movie that are actual films that I do want to watch in the future, but this felt like a proper prequel. Like, oh my god, I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. It's late at night. This felt like a proper sequel. Fuck me. It felt like a proper prequel to Silence of the Lambs. Alright guys, I'm stuttering too much. I really enjoyed this episode. This was honestly probably my favorite episode so far of this series, just because it felt like a little 40-minute short film, and I love this episode, and I can't wait to see where this series goes forward. So thank you guys all for watching my series reaction of me watching Hannibal. If you guys enjoyed this and would like to watch the rest of the series with me, check me out over on my Patreon, which is the first link in the description, or join the